You look like you're wearing like a suit.
A suit?
Yeah.
How? I have no arms.
I don't know. Maybe like a gown or something. Like you're about to go to bed.
Oh, yeah. Well, I am somewhat tired. For our male and blind listeners, I'm wearing a blanket because it's really cold in here.
It's just, it has a collar. It looks like you're like either about to go out, like you're wearing a jacket and a scarf that are like the exact same color and pattern.
Okay.
I don't know. It's quite humorous.
Interesting. Well, anyway, this time, let's see, what time is it actually? It's 6:45. So this time last week, I was standing in line, waiting to be let in. Actually, hold on, 6:45. No, actually, I think I was in at this point. Because the doors open at 6:30.
This is great storytelling.
Well, okay, listen, it's been a long day, it's been a long week, it's been a long life, so sometimes I need...
You want to end it?
No.
He's like, I've been through enough.
Anyway, I was standing in line at a venue in Birmingham with some other people. Thankfully, I made it there in time. I was able to get parking because let me tell you, the house was sold out. Oh, jeez.
It was sold out.
The house was sold out.
The house was sold out.
Anyway, and so it was standing room only, right? Which I knew going in, but I did not expect the room that we would be standing in to be kind of small. So it was... I don't know what the capacity of... The venue was Zydeco in Birmingham, by the way. I don't know what the capacity of it was, but it literally was just like a room, and then there was a stage, and then there was like a bar, and that was it. It was just like black, and it was like dark, and it was honestly... It was pretty interesting. Usually I don't like surroundings like that, because I find it to be not really disorienting, but like if I can't see clearly where I'm going or like hear very well, then it's like no for me. But this time I found it acceptable, and I think I texted you after one of the opener sets that you definitely would not like going in Memphis, so like I kind of understand now. It was a bit much. We were packed in there like sardines. Okay, sold out, just a little room, and it was packed. I was kind of close to the front. I wanted to get all the way to the front, and even though I got there early enough, I still was not able to secure my spot, so I was like trying to see over the shoulders of like the two broadest shouldered men in the universe. Like I couldn't see nothing. It was a little bit disappointing, but despite that, I still think I had a good time. So I only took one video.
So what makes you say that I wouldn't enjoy the sardines?
Probably that. Oh my goodness, how could I forget? It was so hot. It was boiling in there. I'm telling you, it was so hot. I was sweating so much. My entire face was covered in sweat, and I had just been like standing still. And, you know, I don't think their air conditioner is working because they had like the little vents in the ceiling and nothing was coming out of them. So I think their air conditioner might have been broken, but they did have these like they weren't like regular fans. They were basically two big boxes and air was shooting out of them. And it felt nice if you got close enough to it. But again, since we're all so packed, you know, the further deep into the crowd you are, the more hot it is. And it was just like the air was kind of stuffy too. And at some point, I think it was like during the Alpha Wolf set, which that was the second of the night, and theirs felt so long, I think because of this, but it was so hot and like so stuffy. I felt close to like tapping out at that point. Like it felt better outside than it did in that venue. So it was so hot.
Was the whole venue sardines? Because, I mean, you said you were at the front, and so it's always going to be sardines at the front.
Yeah, I think that also contributes to it, but there's not a whole lot of, like, spaces you can be. Because, you know, I wanted to be close to the front because, hello, I'm short. I want to be able to see. But also I wanted to, like, stay out of the pit. And there was a pit that was going on.
The pit? You weren't in it?
No,
you were in front of it?
No. Well, see, the pit usually is kind of... It's not front and center, but it usually is in the center of the room, kind of off from the front. And people were, like, crowd surfing at one point. Also during the Alpha Wolf set, and I didn't want to get in that because I don't want to get stepped on. So I tried to, like, stay away from that just for, like, safety reasons. So, but saying that, you know, it's not... A pit is kind of violent, but at the same time, the people who are in it aren't going to let you, like, just get hurt, right? There's kind of an unspoken rule where if you fall down in a mosh pit, you get picked back up. So, it's kind of like that. But even then, I still didn't want to get into all of that. Just because I didn't want to. My first standing room only show, I didn't want to get into it. So yeah.
So
that was that.
where was the pit in relation to you? Like 2 feet behind you?
No, I was kind of at the front and to the right, closer to the right of the stage, right in front of one of the speakers, somewhat. And the pit was to my left and then back a little. So, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've only been to one a proper concert, and then I guess I've been to a number of church concerts, but
And
to me, it's
mosh pits at
there were mosh pits
at church.
Yeah, it was it was youth group. You know, it was the high schoolers and the college kids whiling out. You know,
Wow.
Yeah, there are pits. But no, I was just gonna say that the pit was always the very front. You know what I mean? You couldn't just chill at the front. If you're at the front, you're in the pit. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't really like that there. I was at the front to the side, and then there's of course, a line of people in the front, up against the barrier. So there's a barrier, and unless you were again in the center, you were mostly safe from pit activities and crowd surfing. But yeah, it was really hot. I had a lot of fun though. Couldn't thrash like I wanted to because we were too packed in there. So I could headbang, and I did do that, but there's not a lot of space for the kind of dancing that I do when I typically listen to this type of music. So if anyone's curious, I did look before we started, and Invent Animate Set as well as Alpha Wolves, I think the full ones, they are on YouTube, but Era's isn't, and they're the headliner. So, but like I said, I do have a video. I don't know how good it is because I haven't watched it, but oh, that's not bad. Okay. I'm gonna turn up the volume, but it's probably not gonna sound super
You want to
duper
get
good.
copyright striked?
I think we'll be fine. Audio's not that great.
Famous last words. Is this your video?
Yes.
Oh.
And also, one thing that I saw, I guess it wasn't that surprising, but a lot of people were essentially recording the whole time. And this was the only video I took, and it's 25 seconds. Mainly because I just wanted to enjoy it, but also this is the only thing I have. I do remember it, but I could have done more.
Let me tell you, I want to say that I've only been to one concert. I agree. I don't want to be experiencing it through my phone, you know, but I did want to record it just to I don't know, hear it again, relive it. Cause sure you remember it, but re-experience it again, sort of.
Yeah.
My strat, and then this is kind of iffy. But basically I think my strat was hold my phone so that I can see that I have a good camera angle, it's a decent enough shot, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to win an Oscar. But also keep it so that it's not taking up my field of view, or not taking up my main sight. And so just kind of check on it every now and then, but then still experience it, and then, you know, get a decent recording. That's my strat.
Yeah, you can kind of see just how crowded it was, somewhat. Yeah, I'll say everyone who performed that night, they did very well.
You know what this reminded me of, this video?
What?
There's a film. It's quite good. I've only seen it once.
Okay.
It's called Green Room. It focuses on a band, and the band kind of sounds like what you just played. So
Okay.
maybe you'll really like Green Room. You know,
probably.
maybe we watch it tonight.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Why not?
I'm kind
You're
of tired. Yes.
Yeah. We fall asleep to it. I just want to watch it.
I don't want to fall asleep to it though. I actually do want to watch
Fall
it at some
asleep,
point.
and I'll just watch it while you're asleep.
So you just want to watch it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can do that whenever you want. Not tonight, though.
Aaron, there's this. Okay, so there's this other thing.
What?
It's not green room.
Okay.
It's called friendship, and it's wanting to experience things with the people you care about.
What do you think I've been trying to do? Trying to get you to come to Memphis for my birthday, sir. And you keep telling me no.
That's way more commitment than just sitting on the couch.
That's not that much commitment. It isn't. Especially considering that, number one, I had already bought the ticket. Okay? And all you had to do was just say yes. That's it.
I find it very funny. You can't realize how maybe you're exaggerating, but how wrong you are when it comes to
wrong?
You're going to a concert and staying in a hotel and traveling to Memphis is not that much more commitment than sitting on the couch and streaming a movie.
I mean, I guess, but the sentiment is still the same. I really would have liked to have someone to experience that with at that time, because I was standing in line and basically everybody was there with somebody. And when I was standing in the crowd, everyone they were standing with their friends or their partner or whatever, and I was just there alone. And it's I can't really find anybody else who's into this kind of music, so it's already kind of hard to find someone to connect with on that level. Mm-hmm. So all I want, on my birthday, the day of my birth, when I turn 23, okay, you don't get a whole lot of 23rd birthdays. You only get one actually. Is to go to Memphis.
I thought you get two.
Is to go to Memphis, which isn't even that far away. It's only 3 hours. And all you have to do is go north on 55. It's not even that complicated of a drive, right? Mm-hmm. And stay there overnight. It's not even that much, okay? And see a concert of a band that I admire with someone who I can talk about with it later. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I gave you my answer. I'm surprised you're continuing to press it, especially. No,
I'm only continuing to press it because you said what you just said.
Okay. I still think the level of commitment is a big deal.
What is the commitment? What are you committing to?
Well, I'm just saying the difference. I guess I get my sentiment of friendship and experiencing things, but I'm talking about a casual, let's just go plop on the couch and press play. You're let's drive 3 hours. Let's stay in a hotel.
You don't even have to be the one who's driving. You just sit there. You can fall asleep. 3 hours, wake up, teleported to Memphis.
I would say let's move on.
Anyway, I had a fantastic time last Friday, even though I was there on my stony lonesome. And I can't wait to see The Devil Wears Prada on my stony lonesome again. In 2 months, or I guess a month and some change now, because July's almost over. But anyway, this is the 24th episode of the Not Just Aaron podcast. I am infuriated, and you are?
Not infuriated.
Obviously. Anyway.
Did you come into this podcast pre-infuriated, or just because I made this comment?
Just because you made that comment. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't expect such a blowback on a comment.
Well, I also did not expect you to say it. So is that a microwave?
Yeah.
You have two now.
I think we would like to get rid of it.
Interesting.
Sell it or something. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of stuff.
I can see that.
Yeah.
We're in a new location. We've left our old location in the dust because of reasons that we may or may not get into right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we could.
Okay.
Oh, should we? Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't know if it was that interesting. Well, when I'm cracking up at myself, but it's kind of dumb. It's so dumb. I'm trying to think. I was gonna say when a man and then I'll just leave it there. No. It's when you move into a place, sometimes you sign a lease. Now, the thing about these leases is they last a set amount of time.
This is true.
I moved into a place, I signed a lease, and it ended. So I moved.
Well, technically your lease isn't up yet, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's a bit of a spicier detail that I left out. Yeah, well, I
Technically, mine is also still not up yet. I was supposed to do it today, but I still haven't returned my keys. But I think at this point, they're just gonna get them when they get them. I'm a busy lady.
I think you're gonna get a fine when you get a fine.
I mean, I got at least a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the end of the month.
You said they were due today.
No, I said I was going to do it today, but I forgot.
Okay. Yeah, that's a spicier detail that I left out. Well, my girlfriend, Melissa, she's upstairs as we speak. Our leases did not line up. We want to live together, but our leases didn't line up, which they could have if we had planned a little bit better. If I had signed like a 6-month instead of a 9-month. But so she's been in our new location for a while. And then I was planning to stay at my location until the end of my lease. But problem is, roommate, no good. Which we haven't talked about much on the podcast because he was there when we were recording most of the time. But now that he's not, I will say one of the worst roommates I've ever had. He was terrible.
Does that include like college?
I mean, I had some pretty bad roommates. I know you've talked about it. I think I might have like glazed over it a little bit. I had freshman year, I think, was the worst because it was mostly athletes. One of them did like 2 things: smoke weed and play Fortnite. So it's like every hour of every day, it smells like weed. Luckily that stayed out of my room, but you know, you got to walk through the hallway and through the I don't know, the common area in UV, breathing in the weed. And then every hour of every night, I heard that like battle bus fly by, and that kept me up many times at night. And that's why I got my space heater. Well, 1, because it was super cold. And then 2, to make some noise to like drown out the Fortnite.
Your illegal space heater.
I feel like I have, it was illegal by Bellhaven's standards. I heard that like the main menu music so much. I hated it. And it was back when Fortnite was just getting popular. So it was probably like really repetitive and generic. I hated that. So yeah, roommate, one of them smoked weed, played Fortnite very loudly in his room. Another roommate liked it stupid cold. That's why I needed the space heater to live. Okay, they could have locked me up for all I care. I did what I had to do to survive because legit, because they're like athletes and big dudes. They're like, yo, I need it like 62 degrees in here. Even during the winter, I would come in from like it's snowing outside, and I would come into my unit in UV, and it would be cold. Snowing. It would be colder in my room than it was outside. So I completely closed my vent, had a space heater, and that's what I did to do. That's what I had to do. That's what you got to do when you do
your vent, the one on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't take it. I still got like some airflow, but it was like I wasn't getting blasted with AC. So yeah, one roommate liked it really cold. And then my last roommate had like anger issues where he
punching holes in drywall.
Not exactly, but like he played a lot of like video games, specifically like Madden, 2K, Fortnite, and like Call of Duty. And I don't know if he might have been bad at all of them based on how many times I heard him yell like as loud as he could, because he was always just really loud and really mad. And one time, this is the only like evidence I have of how mad he was. One time he, when he was playing, he like got really mad. I think he was playing Madden, ironically.
What's the irony?
Because he was mad.
Oh.
and he was he was playing Madden. All right. Okay. He chucked a pen as like hard as he could at the TV. Thing is it missed the TV, hit the wall, thing is, didn't stick into the wall. It ricocheted off the wall and back into the TV and broke the TV.
Really?
Yeah, just completely
Wow.
killed it. Like it bounced off the wall, hit the TV. TV couldn't turn on anymore.
Oh, John Wick that TV.
Yeah, that's pretty good. David will appreciate that. Well, Melissa will appreciate it as well, but David will appreciate it more. So what is it? That was just freshman year. Then sophomore year, a couple of people left. I think guy that smoked weed left and guy that had anger issues left. But then who did they get replaced by? It was the guy that liked it really cold stayed, and he also played a lot of video games and got mad a little bit. Not as much as the main guy, the guy that is known for getting mad. I think I had one roommate that like always left his clothes in the washer or dryer. Like the washer or dryer was never empty. It was always like his clothes in both of them. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but like he never came and got them. And then what is it? One of the worst ones was he really liked to cook, but he never like washed any of his dishes or like just kind of let them pile up a lot. And so he it was just very messy. It was always very messy in the kitchen. He wasn't a very like clean cook. Now I know cooking is like somewhat messy. It's just like, but this was excessive and repetitive. And then the worst part, which this is probably why he has to remain all
Anonymous.
of them are but the worst part, and I have no idea what the excuse or reason for this is, but the dude would straight up I would walk into the bathroom, the entire seat would be covered in pee, and I'd be like, how? Like just lift it up. Like, are you intentionally aiming for the seat? Like, do you not realize there's a bowl right under it that this is designed for? I guess I don't know if you've ever witnessed this as a female using a public restroom or something, but like when I say covered, I want you to imagine covered. There's not, you couldn't even like I don't even know. Like
he poured pee directly on the seat.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, I missed a spot. Let me get there as well. Like it was ridiculous. And so I would text him, it would be any time of day. It wasn't always, but like whether morning or night, I would walk in and I'd be like, I can't poop. I can't sit on this. I don't want to clean it. It's way too much. It's not just like a little drop. It's like every square inch. And so I'd text him and be like, hey man, like the seat is covered in pee. Like, can you clean it up? And you'd be like, oh, sorry. I was really tired or something. Like, I don't know. But it was bad. And I don't know why it kept, like, if it happens like once and never again, fine. Water under the bridge. Just be like, that was weird. And I forgot. But this happened on multiple occasions. And I never got like a justifiable excuse.
Well, I'll say, never really come across that much, but sometimes in public restrooms you'll have pee on the seat because some people don't like to sit on public restroom seats, which I mean I get, but that just leads to them peeing on the seat because like hovering does not work most of the time. So I mean usually before I use a toilet I like wipe the seat off anyway. So but I can't be doing the hovering thing because then I'm just gonna get pee all over the seat, the floor, myself. Like it's not, it doesn't work well. And then at home, I mean, for the most part, especially after my brother left for college. First of all, he had his own bathroom, so I didn't But my dad would usually be courteous enough to lift the seat, so I did not encounter that a whole lot, thankfully.
But what is it now? The final roommate, the final boss of my roommates.
The current one, or current.
will still remain anonymous. But if his brother is listening, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I hope this doesn't affect our relationship or friendship. But let me tell you, your brother was not a good roommate. And I'll tell you why, dear listeners. Basically. Similar thing of like used a lot of dishes, wouldn't wash them, What else? Then this is where it really became an issue. It's like if it's a little messy, or like if it's messy and you deal with it, then it's like fine. Problem is that he wouldn't deal with it, and then when I texted him and asked him like, "Hey, can you deal with your dishes?" I'd get an attitude. He'd be like, "No, like, why haven't you washed your dishes?" And it's like, granted, I had a lot of dirty plasticware in the sink, granted, but personally, the way I quantify it is that my like dirty plasticware, my dirty plastic spoons, knives, and forks are taking up probably like the entire like surface area, bottom of the sink, and like probably like an inch high. Whereas all of his dishes piled up and they're nasty, they're wet, they got food caked on them. His are probably, I feel like, taking up like a whole square, like 2 feet or something, because he would fill that dish sink, which it was shallow, and there were 2 of them. And then you would pile it up to the point where you couldn't even use the faucet anymore. And then I text him about it, and he's like, "Well, why haven't you washed your dishes?" And I'm like, "I can't, because they're buried under yours." I never said that, but I felt that way. Because I really,
You could have.
yeah, you want me to reach down in there, all the goopy food, and potentially cut myself, get an infected tetanus, you know?
Well, I meant text him that.
Oh, well, you meant like text him. Oh, the text, like tell him why I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt it was obvious, but maybe he's not so bright. Who knows?
Okay.
Then what else? So Messi had an attitude about it. He was almost like a combination of like some of all of my worst roommates. He really was the final boss.
Except for me, that we know.
Yeah,
of.
not well, he said he hates the smell, so
No. Could have been doing
No.
edibles though. They have no smell.
Well, one of my roommates did edibles. Yeah. You know the one.
Yes.
I don't know if they were like edibles though. They were like CBD stuff, so not like
THC.
they apparently got him high, but like they weren't illegal or anything.
Because it's CBD, which
Yeah.
does something. Not 100% proven. Kind of
probably-
into snake oil territory now.
I don't think so.
Well, the way some businesses are advertising it
Okay.
is kind of getting into.
I know it like relaxes you, and that
Yeah.
I know about that much. But
But, you know, some of the things some people are saying that it does, it probably doesn't do.
briefly tell me some of these things that they're saying that it does.
I know a lot of people like not prescribe it, but they take it for like pain relief. They're saying it'll like, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen such advertisements because I don't trawl those areas of the internet. But, you know, just basically, let's say, I don't know, like sometimes if you take like a vitamin, or like how some people treat like apple cider vinegar, like you can dump it in your hair and it'll make your scalp all good or something like that. Like I don't know if there's any like research to back any of that up, but I feel like a lot of people use apple cider vinegar as like a panacea as well, even though first of all gross, but I don't know if it does the things that people think or want it to do, basically.
So you're not when it comes to CBD, you're not denying like the basic stuff, just whatever some of these add-ons that corporations have tacked on, marketing departments.
Yeah.
So you're telling me CBD will not make my hair grow back?
Probably not.
For our listeners, I am not bald.
Not anymore.
I just choose to be. I get specifically. This is specifically a message for Patricia because I feel like
She thinks you're bald?
No, I feel like she'll really laugh at this. I mean, you'll laugh at it too, probably. I want you to imagine me with a perfectly like smooth head.
Well, I mean, you were legitimately like that for like.
No, I never went like smooth.
Not smooth, but I can imagine.
I'm
based off
talking
the shape of your
shiny.
head.
Like we put some shoe polish
Agent
on
47.
it. Yeah, I'm talking like, not quite Homer Simpson, but like is Mr. Clean, Dwayne
Yeah.
Johnson?
I said Agent 47.
Yeah, I know. I was just adding. I was
Yeah.
listing more characters, more iconically bald characters. Anyway, what is it? The combination of the worst roommates, There was the dishes, the laundry. His laundry was always in the washer or dryer. Neither were ever empty. And then when I needed to use them, he'd be like, "Oh, I need to run them again because I left it in there." It's like, get it out.
Just take it out.
This is my problem,
and it's not like you're in a shared laundry either. It's literally right outside of his door.
Yeah,
so
and like
it's the most convenient setup you could have.
He didn't seem. I don't know his schedule, so this is my speculation. But it didn't seem like he worked that often. Like when he did work, he worked long shifts, but it felt like 4 or 3 to 4 days out of the week he did not work. And so it's like, what were you doing those 3 to 4 days? You couldn't get your laundry out? And it's like, personally, I feel like I never reached my breaking point. I never had my Joker moment where I just took his laundry out and threw it on the floor. But I wanted to, because it's like, you're now preventing me from doing my laundry. And then you're like, oh, can you like start it again? Because I left it in there. They need to de-wrinkle, and it's like, no, this isn't my problem. Just let me do my laundry.
Yeah. Apparently that's rude. I did that not on the floor, but I did take people's laundry out when I was in college. Because like there's 4 of us in here, and I need to do my laundry. Like I'm not gonna wait.
I would say it is rude, but like, you got to do what you got to do.
Set a timer.
You know what I mean? Like
how hard is that?
What I would do, because sometimes, sometimes people have a busy schedule. What I would do is I would do my laundry, but if I knew I had like a class or a movie or something where I wouldn't be back to get it, then I would leave a note where I'd be like, hey, I'm doing my laundry. If you need it, just call me or text me at this number and I'll come get it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I'll only inconvenience you slightly, and then I'll come take care of it if you need it. But if no one needs it, it's fine. And I usually never got like a call or a text. So I never needed it. But that was my contingency plan.
I mean, I usually always do my laundry on like a weekend. I set time aside to do it, especially when I was living in my previous place of residency. There are only, I want to say, like 5 or 6, no. There were a limited amount of washers and dryers in our shared laundry room. And I tried to get there early enough where, not a lot of people have done their laundry. But even then, like it tells you on the machine, like how long it's going to take. So I would set a timer and then be down there to take my stuff out. But there would be a couple of occasions. Now, I didn't have to do this when I was living in don't read my messages, sir.
It's right there. I don't know.
Okay, mind your business.
I was curious. I'm sorry.
And
hide it, move it.
What I gotta hide it? Why can't you just not look on my phone? This isn't important. Anyways, there would be a couple of occasions where I would like do my laundry and like be done with it, but in a couple of the machines there would still be like somebody's clothes in there, and I only had to move something out once, but it was like a comforter or like a blanket or something, like a single one in a dryer, and I just moved it aside so I could dry my clothes because there was literally no other dryers available. I didn't know when this person was gonna go down to like get their stuff, and I didn't want my stuff to start to mildew. So thankfully I only had to do it once in my previous place of residency, but it is super annoying. So
now,
yeah.
The deal breaker, or not the deal breaker, but the last straw with this roommate.
Issue.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it only happened once, but once is really enough. So it's like I text him about like issues I have, and he didn't seem to respond well to them. Problem was
issues,
like the dishes or whatever. Like, problem is that one of these issues I had with him was he hadn't paid rent, and I guess how I do it, because the company I rented from, they didn't want like multiple payments. They just wanted one payment. So I would pay the bill and then like get Venmo from whoever my roommate was. And so, and then the thing is like rent is posted like anywhere between 1 to like 5 days before it's due, before the 1st. And so I usually, as if I remember, I try to pay it like as early as I can, but it's not due until the 1st. So I will pay it, let's say like on the 30th or the 28th or whatever month, and request it. But it's like, I'm not like demanding it now. It's just like, get it to me whenever. Thing is like, so I request it, and then I think that day he's like, oh, hey, I have it. It's in cash. I need to go take it to the bank or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, no worries, just whenever. And it's like, this is like 2 days from the first, you know? And then the first comes and goes. And then I wait until the 5th and I text him again. And I'm like, hey, man, like, where's rent? Like, it's the 5th. And what is it? I think I have the text saved.
Oh, we're getting the receipts.
The receipts.
Just got spicy.
Let's see. Well, I think the wording is important to me. Did I save it actually? Oh, I have the dryer ones too. That might be too personal or something, but the rent is a big enough issue. So I said, hey man, you gonna pay rent? It's due the 1st of the month, and if you need an extra day or two, it's chill. But it's been nearly a week since I requested it, and I actually texted him on the 6th. So it nearly was a week. And then he said, yeah, like I said, I have the money. I just have to put it in the bank unless you're cool with getting cash. And I said, I'd rather stick with Venmo. Now this is where I got like pissed, because after I said I'd rather stick with Venmo, he says, then give me a day or two. Sir, I've given you 6 days, 6 or 7 days. Like,
and also, I don't know who he banks with, but I feel like he could have like gotten the money deposited in ample time.
Well, he's a waiter.
Oh.
So.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying, like, whatever bank he uses. If he already had the money.
Well, yeah, I think the reason is because, like, those 6 days when he's like, yeah, man, I have the money. Like, I just got to put it in the bank. He just didn't. He just chose not to or whatever. I honestly, I don't know. But that's how it looks. And that's definitely how it, like, came across. Where it's just like he chose not to, or was too lazy to, or didn't. And then when I text him about it, where it's like, hey man, I'm short like $550 right now. Kind of, I mean, I'm fine, but like I kind of would like that back, please. And he's like, no, give me another day or two. Give me a day or two. I'm like, lose the attitude, buddy. Okay. We're going to have a problem. And we did have a problem. Thing is, how I solved this problem, I just moved. I just didn't talk to him. Yeah. Oh, what is it? I think this is super terrible, but funny.
What?
Well, no. Because my texts seem to upset him so much, like I text him like, hey man, can you wash your dishes? Hey man, can you get your clothes out of the dryer? Hey man, can you pay rent? And then he gives me an attitude back. After the rent like fiasco, basically anytime I sent him a text, which I only sent him like 2 or 3, basically Melissa and I would write it together and we would go through like 3 to 4 drafts, like to make this like flawless. It's like there's no way he can get offended. There's no way he can get upset. Like we got to make this text as nice as possible, because our relationship is on thin ice. And I'm not joking. Like 3 to 4 drafts of the text, where it's like I type something out and Melissa's like, let me type it up, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like me. Here, let me change it, and then she's like, and then
Wow.
But what is it? Yeah, I don't know. I kind of hope that his brother might be listening, because I want his brother to like just confirm to me like, yeah, he's a terrible roommate or something. Living with him sucked or something like that. If that's not the case. Oh, something else that I think is super funny. I keep thinking of other things, is that in high school, we sort of like fake didn't like each other, or like fake had beef. Basically, like there was a teacher I really liked to like hang out with after school or towards the end of the day or whatever. And that was like my like personal time, like hanging out with this teacher. And then eventually this kid shows up and he's just chilling there, spending time with his teacher. And I'm like, no, this is my territory. This is my turf. This is my time. Who the frick are you? Get out of here. I'm best friends with him, not you. And so I really like didn't like that, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I didn't like hate him for it. I was just like, it was kind of like a playful, like, I don't like you, you know, when in actuality, I didn't. But in a joking manner.
Yeah.
Now I actually don't like him. It's become real. But I guess because this is so personal, and then because this is so like we're just kind of bashing on him, I will say I think generally, morally, he's a good dude, but like man, he's like a really bad roommate.
I don't think you have to make concessions.
I do have to. Because I don't know. What if his brother's listening, or for
They are
anyone
two different people.
listening? For anyone's listening.
Okay.
Anyway, I just like I'll say like I think he's as far as I know, he's like generally speaking a good dude. Terrible roommate though.
Does that make him remain a good dude?
Huh?
Does that make him remain a good dude if he is a terrible roommate?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, it's like, oh, you're a bad roommate. Go to jail. Like,
well, no, I'm just saying. I think that would sully my opinion of a person by like a lot. If that happened to me,
I guess I feel like there's other things I don't want to say that like has heightened my opinion of him. Like there's reasons that I'm saying like I think he's a good dude based on like some of our interactions. I just don't know what like the shift was or why he like I don't know if he's like never lived with someone before or like just is always a bad roommate. Yeah, I'm
pretty sure he lived on campus in college. Did he not?
Yeah, well, maybe he's always been a bad roommate. I don't know.
Right.
Like, or maybe he's never, like, lived off of campus before. Because it's, like, I think the thing that, like, really pisses me off about the rent is, like, bro, if I was your landlord right now, like, first of all, I wouldn't be, like, politely asking, like, hey, where's rent? Like,
you'd be bringing the sheriff.
Yeah, and then, like, you'd be getting a $50 fine, and then you'd be getting evicted. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't tell your freaking landlord, like, give me a day or two. Like, when you're already a week late. Like, chill the frick out.
So now that you are out, your lease ends in August, right?
Yeah, August 9th.
So technically you still have like, is it a full month? Because, okay, so here's a question. My lease ends the end of this month because I moved in like, what was it? The 26th of July of last year. So does yours extend to like the end of the month? It doesn't?
No.
It ends the 9th?
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved in November 10th. And I got a 9-month lease. And
right. Yeah.
August 9th.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Well, do you still have to like pay for the full month of August then, or is it like prorated?
What is it? It's prorated.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're not going to have what's his name run you your money for the last month. Or you're gonna make him pay for it because I mean technically you're not living there.
He hasn't signed any lease or anything.
Which that's true. That's another precarious detail that
it was a roommate swap, under the table subleasing,
which you're probably not supposed to be doing, but we're not going to send this to the company.
See, I got it approved by someone else that rented from the company and did it under the table as well.
So you got it approved by someone who didn't even work there.
I just basically knew that someone else did it and got away with it and never had an issue about it. So I was like, well, it can be done.
Well, I guess technically that's what my dad's doing, and he's lived in that apartment for like 4 or 5 years. So I don't know. Then again, that's like California.
But basically, it's like I'm not gonna leave him. Like he's not gonna pay for like the last week of August by himself. Neither am I.
Just because.
Good. Sure. You want to tell him for me? You want to be my enforcer?
Yeah. I sure can.
I think he could step on you.
You don't know that. He doesn't look very.
You love confrontation?
I have grown to love it.
I feel like that explains a lot.
Well,
I didn't expect you to laugh so hard at that.
Well, you're not 100% wrong. But I used to be non-confrontational. Now I love facing problems head on.
I think
preemptively.
I think that sounds like a bad attribute. It sounds like you're a hothead.
But
I love. Let me repeat your words back to you.
Okay.
I love facing confrontation head on preemptively.
I was being somewhat hyperbolic.
You're running a glass cannon build.
A glass cannon.
Oh, come on! I thought you were a gamer, Aaron.
What?
Yeah. High damage, low health.
Basically, yeah. Because if someone is mean to me, I will cry. That's not 100% true, but my feelings get hurt very easily.
Okay.
And then I'm become even more confrontational.
I think if
I can do it for you. I will do it on your behalf happily.
I think I'm fine splitting the prorated rent for August with him.
I can write a strongly worded letter.
I'm good. I think I'm fine. Now, I'll call in. Well, I'll call in the Arin. Is if he's like, no, I'm not paying for August. Like that's you left or whatever. Like, no, I'm not paying for the last electricity bill, the last water bill.
Did he ever pay you for this month?
He did.
Okay.
He did a day or two after his a day or two text. If he for some reason didn't, or if he like caused me a fine and didn't want to pay it or something, then we would have an issue.
Yeah,
that's when
because if he leaves that place in a state of disrepair, then your deposit is gone.
Yeah. Which that kind of is like a whole thing where it's like it's swapped roommates, so it's like any damage that the previous roommate did, like how do we assess that? How do we know who did what?
Yeah.
I feel like previous roommate have no problem paying. He's very chill. I hope he's making a decent amount. He's probably making a decent amount of money in his new job. And so if it's just like, I'm like, hey man, we got a fine of like $50 and it was in your room. Can you spot me $50 or something? And he'll be like, yeah, man, sure. Probably. Whereas I feel like this new roommate, I don't know if he will do that. If he'll own up to it or anything like that. So I'm still a little nervous until August 9th. Especially since this person, if he doesn't make proper like arrangements, he can't exactly move into a dorm until like August 20th. So
Is
like
he still in school?
Yeah. Super senior.
Oh. I mean, at this point, he's like a super duper senior.
He's a year younger than us, and he's doing a 5th year.
Okay. He wasn't a freshman with us.
Yeah, but part of me is worried that he's just gonna be like, no, I'm not moving until I can move into the dorm, and I'll be like, no.
Which I mean,
August 8th, August 9th.
I don't know. Bellhaven, they start kind of early.
You can also get permission. It's like there is that like week or two period where he's got to figure something out, but that's not my problem. Don't get me in trouble or get me a fine. Just because you're like, I'm not moving. Yeah.
And squatters do not have rights in Mississippi. Actually, that may not be true. I don't think so. You know, some people, they go into other people's houses and then they change the locks and then they move in. That's so wild to me. That is bonkers. But usually they don't usually do that in like apartment complexes because I feel like you get found out real quick, but they usually do them in like rental homes. I can't say if it's happened here recently enough for me to remember, but yeah, it's a little wild.
How long have you been recording?
49 minutes.
Do you have anything you want to talk about? Because I guess I'm talking a bit more this episode, and so I am losing my voice.
Wow.
Well, and let me tell you, this new roommate.
Who, Melissa?
This new roommate. They turned down the air kind of cold last night, and like, I was shivering. I was huddled up, just trying to survive.
Well, that's what blankets are for. Also, you're on the 2nd floor, so it gets hot probably.
And what is it now? I think I can attribute my losing my voice to this kerfuffle with the AC last night.
Okay, you're just so fragile.
I am.
Wow.
But I'm not that fragile.
Not that fragile.
I think that's a Death Stranding reference. I don't know. I haven't played it.
Me neither.
No, I'm pretty sure it is. That's literally a line.
Did you eat all 3 of those chocolates?
You ate one of them, you dingus.
Oh.
Whose memory's bad now?
Well, I saw you holding that one and then like the 3 other ones over there.
See, this is how I dispose of my trash. This is how you dispose of your trash.
Well, it's still going in the trash can, so I don't see the issue.
I like how you're so defensive about it. Like, you're like, well, why not just be like, yeah, whatever. Like, I balled it up, so what? You folded it neatly, like, who cares? Anyway. My voice hurts, and it's because of the
your
AC.
Voice hurts. Oh, no. You have a sore voice because it's too cold. Oh, no, you have working air conditioning in the middle of one of the hottest summers of our history. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that's so sad.
I'll take out your batteries. And by that, I mean your spine. I'm going to fatality you. right here, right now.
You just remind
Also,
me.
you have a blanket on. Let me just snatch that blanket off of you.
Well, you could also get a blanket. This is your home, okay?
I had a blanket
You have
last
access
night.
to all the blankets.
I had a blanket last night.
You had enough to make you sufficiently warm? Apparently not.
Well, the problem is my voice. I am sensitive. I am fragile. And the problem wasn't that I was cold, but like I can't suffocate under the blanket, so my head's still cold.
We gotta do the head
the
wrap.
cold air.
We gotta do this.
The cold air. the cold air.
You gotta employ the strats.
The cold air.
See, this is very complicated.
Yo.
What?
The cold air.
Okay.
Stop interrupting. Was hitting my face. It's going in my nostrils, going in my mouth, and it's contaminating me. It's destroying my voice.
Okay. Well,
see, I'm already like it's already gone. This is how I'm gonna talk. Well, I mean, it does hurt a little bit.
Okay, well, eat a cough drop and get over it.
I have an idea.
What?
I'll throw a cough drop at your forehead, like as hard as I can. Leave a little welt. Then I'll pick it up, eat it, and then I'll get over it.
You know, I closed my hand in my car door like Tuesday.
You know, I don't care.
Okay. It still hurts somewhat.
It still hurts.
It does not have the effect when you do it, but
I think it does because you seem as irritated as I was when you did it.
You interrupted me
because
I was about to go into a story, but
I mean, like. So anyway, first question.
Excuse me.
I think I should pause and go get a cough drop.
Fine.
All right. You want to tell your story while I'm gone, or do you want me to hear it?
I mean, you clearly don't care, so you can go get your little cough drop.
I do care. I'm just
you'll find out when the episode comes out.
Let me tell you, I'm reflecting back the aggressiveness that I'm getting. You know what I mean? I won't stand for it. I won't just take it lying down. I will throw it back at you, Arin. There's a really funny video that I've watched like too many times where it's like this actor guy on YouTube, and it's like the title of the video is like your gay friend, but they're actually just a terrible person. And so
is it Brian Jordan Alvarez?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Or Brian David or Brian something.
Yeah, he's
Alvarez.
got three words.
Three names like most of us do.
Yeah. But it's a funny video, and my words to you before this reminded me of that because it's a funny video. But I feel like there is one person that comes to mind that reminds me of that video.
Who?
It shall remain a mystery, or I can just tell you and you can edit it out.
Okay.
You want me to tell you and you'll edit it out?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway.
Go get your little cough drop.
Yeah, don't. I do care about the story. Don't tell it without me. I'll listen. I have good ears.
Whatever.
So, I have a cough drop. I'll try not to make it inhibit my podcasting abilities too much.
Okay. My hand.
I was gonna say that. No, before we get to your hand, I was gonna say that. This cough drop. It's like real life Dark Souls. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I have a status ailment that I don't know how to cure. And then you tell me it's like, oh, that item in your inventory, that's how you do it. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shoot, that's what that's for. I know what cough drops do. I just forgot I had them, okay? So I didn't
tell you about them though.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
You said I need a cough drop.
No, you were like when you were being like rude and sassy, you were like get a cough drop and then get over it. And I'm like, oh shoot.
But no,
I have those.
You said you needed one before.
I don't think so.
Yes, you did.
Prove it in the edit, but I don't think so.
I certainly will.
I don't think so.
Okay. I did not bring up.
Maybe you're right. It's not that big of a deal. But
I think you losing your memory is, but okay.
Your hand.
Yes, so my hand. The way that like the parking situation is at my new place, I have to park on the street. And so sometimes you have streets are like convex, and if you park on one side, then the door likes to close by itself because the incline. So usually my driver's side door is on the incline. And on Tuesday, I was too busy looking at my neighbor's dog because they have a Great Dane, and it was really nice looking. And I usually have like a tote bag that I take to work, and I was holding it up so that it wasn't like on the ground. And the door closed, and it like closed on my hand. Thankfully not on my fingers, but it like on my knuckle, specifically my index finger knuckle. and part of my hand as well. And I heard it like not crunch. It didn't crunch. It just kind of like it moved. I could hear it like reposition, and it hurt a lot. And that whole day I couldn't really like extend my finger too far because otherwise it hurt. And then I have like a little welt right here. You can't really tell, but it is bruised somewhat. So now my finger is fine, but it do be hurting a little bit. So that is the saga of my hand.
Yeah, it was pretty boring. I think I wish
you urged me to tell it.
Yeah,
so.
well, that was my sign. That was a gesture of good faith, a gesture of our friendship. But I regret it. Okay. Friendship over. Question. So, here, wait. Before I continue.
Mm-hmm. I can hear you moving this cough drop around in your mouth.
This is our ASMR episode.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, man. Now I'm subconscious about it.
Well, you should be.
I'm producing extra saliva. These questions. Mm-hmm. This is me addressing the audience. Audience. Our questions are dwindling. We only have 7 left.
I said, oh no.
If we do 2 per episode, that's only 3 episodes. If we do 3 per episode, that's only like 2 or 3 episodes.
But if we do 1 per episode, that's 7. Wow.
That is a while. So maybe
it's like 2 months. It's like almost 2 months.
But I don't know. I guess write in, text me.
Leave a comment. Because we have a sizable, like, consistent audience on YouTube. It's just they don't make themselves known.
That's fine.
So
I'm over it at this point.
You are, but I'm not. So, if you're listening to this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe, please.
Don't bully our audience.
I'm not bullying them. I'm just asking them nicely as I can.
Like, comment, and subscribe, please.
I said please.
That's not nice.
I saw Patricia subscribed. We have 9 subscribers now.
Wow.
But we could have more if the people who actually listen to this subscribed. So.
That wasn't asking nicely. Anyway, audience, to ask you nicely.
It's a gentle push.
I want to just like shove you, just like on the ground. Audience, if you're listening, please, text me some more questions if you want to an episode. If not, 1 episode is fine, but that's up to you. That is your decision and up to your question writing abilities.
And also for the people who don't know Joseph personally, you can leave a comment on a YouTube episode of the podcast, or you can just @ me on Twitter it's just Arin with an A _ or DM me because my DMs are open on the Twitters. And also, I guess, technically Instagram, but to be completely honest, I don't check it that much. But you can still send it there, and we will add it to our collection. So just keep that in mind, and we will continue.
Honestly, like, we're kind of like, there's not that many deep ones left. Man, this is complicated. I'm just going to pick one and then go from there. Mm-hmm. If your co-host, this is from Melissa, okay. If your co-host was an ice cream flavor, what flavor do you think they would be and why? You already have an answer?
Yep.
That's unfortunate. I feel like I'm not going to like it then.
What? That's entirely up to you.
Is it?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
It is.
Not really.
Only you can control how you react to things.
I think, all right. Well, I mean, let's exercise that then.
I don't even like know that many like ice cream flavors aside from like the standard ones. So I don't know. I feel like I might have to think about this a little bit more.
I want to see I want to say let's exercise controlling how you react to things. I would say Arin wouldn't be a bowl of ice cream. She would be a bowl of just like dog poop because no one wants to eat that.
Except for dogs. And I like dogs.
So. Dogs want to eat dog poop.
Yeah. My dog doesn't eat his own turds, but there are some dogs that do be eating their own turds and others' turds as well, which is a little weird, but, they're doing their best. They're doing the best they can with what they have, which is not much. So
you're like, I'm fine as long as dogs like me.
Yeah. Essentially, yes, I am. Yep.
Well, that's not my final answer, but
Okay.
I still think if you say something that I would argue is offensive or hurtful, sure, I can control how I react,
But
but
it's not gonna be offensive.
if it hurts, it hurts, Aaron.
Okay.
You can't control if it hurts. You can just control if I splash my water in my face and splash my water in your face after you say it.
Okay.
That's what I can control.
Sure.
So what do you want to say?
Well, I said I had to think about it a little more because I don't know that many ice cream flavors aside from the huge. So.
My another fake answer. Spoilers. Okay. It's fake.
Okay.
As I would say, you're pistachio.
What's wrong with that?
Because I hate pistachio.
You don't like pistachios?
I've never tried it.
See, you can't even say whether or not you
pistachio
like it.
Ice cream. What do you mean pistachios? Pistachios are fine. I've never tried pistachio ice cream. Have you?
It'll probably be fine. I have
you?
Not.
Okay.
I would like to though.
That's what I thought.
Because I'm open to experiences.
I never said I wasn't.
Well, you've implied it. Do you have a real answer?
No, I don't know. I'm spending too much time giving fake answers. No, I don't have a real one.
Okay. I think I'll go with my gut check and say that you're vanilla.
We'll see. I thought you would say that. So the other part of the question
what's the other part?
Is why.
Oh, okay. So I would say, you're pretty easy to get along with. No one's gonna have any objections to vanilla, but also you are a bit standard. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Having a wide appeal.
Okay.
Can I answer for myself?
No.
Why not?
That's not what the question is.
Well, I'm going to do it anyways.
No, you won't. Not yet, at least.
Okay. Roll your eyes at me. I saw that.
I can do what I want.
Well, and I can leave when I want.
Leave?
Oh, jeez. Man, this floor is uneven. I just almost fell.
Yeah. Welcome to Jackson.
Well, that good old Yazoo clay. I'm not leaving.
You're still here.
Indeed, I am.
Oh, okay.
I can also choose not to leave, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Well.
I'll say that you are. I'll say that the flavor doesn't really matter that much. Okay. I'll just say you're whatever flavor, but with like jawbreakers in the ice cream. And that is to say that most of the time you're great, but every now and then you hurt my teeth.
I hurt your teeth?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming this is a metaphor.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
All right. So what is your self-diagnosis of ice cream?
I was going to say mint chocolate chip because apparently it's either really disliked or really liked. There's no like middle ground for how people usually feel about it. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I will. How many people do you think really dislike you?
I mean, not really anymore now because I don't know. I'm around adults most of the time, but when I was in,
an adult can dislike you.
I know, but adults are usually at least more rational than
adults. Just won't dislike you to your face.
This is true, but I kind of prefer that in a way because I felt like a lot of people when I was in middle and high school kind of didn't really like me also without knowing me very well or at all. Just, vibes based, if you will. So.
Well, I would also like to self-diagnose myself as mint chocolate chip.
Okay.
Just Why? Because that's the flavor I like. I just want to eat myself. I am a cannibal.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to do more.
Have you done the however many questions it is to like make someone fall in love with you? Not saying that we do that, but that just came to my head. I
might have watched a YouTube video of it, and then I've listened to a podcast of someone else talking about it. And I've heard maybe it wasn't those questions exactly, but it was like I've heard it it can get very intense towards the end where it's like the podcast I was listening to, I guess I'll be specific. It was specifically the Gus and Eddie podcast, which I really enjoyed for a time. Yep. I never got far into it. I only got like 10, 15 episodes. Thought it was a good podcast. eventually just had too many podcasts, and then I guess now it is no more. But they were interviewing a famous actor, James Allen McCune. That's a bit from a different YouTube series, Sugar Pine 7 specifically. It was Gus and Eddie podcast, one of the episodes with James Allen McCune. And then he was talking about doing those questions with his girlfriend and how like...
they broke up?
No, they didn't. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like they're probably married now, maybe.
Okay. So it worked. Just a little good old-fashioned
part of it, this is what makes me think it wasn't those questions to make you fall in love, but I think one of the final steps was like...
You stare into each other's eyes for like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, and
an
so
obscene amount of time.
They did that, and apparently like they just started like sobbing together is what he said. So it was a very intense emotional experience for them. And so yeah, I feel like I've heard about it specifically from that, and maybe like another YouTube video here or there. So it was that then, because yeah, he specifically said like the end was staring into each other's eyes for a long time.
Yeah.
That's interesting. No, I haven't done it. This will probably make Melissa curious about it, and then maybe I will do it and can report back to the podcast.
Interesting. Perhaps one day I will find someone to strap to a chair and make them do it with me. But as of right now, no one can fill that position.
What made you ask?
Because I don't know, we're doing like Q&A questions and it just came to mind.
Popped in your noggin.
Yep, my little skull.
I want to stress the audience out. You know, we only had 7 questions. I want to end with 4 this time. I want to do 3. What say you?
I feel like that could last a whole nother hour. Joseph, think of the editor.
It depends on the questions.
Think of the producer. Think of how long
I am. I want to make you suffer too. I forgot to thank the audience and Aaron.
Okay.
I mean, I mean, I'm tired too.
Okay.
So like, if it's going too long, we can cut it off. Let's just see, because I think
we're not doing a part 2.
A part 2 for 2 extra questions.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, we got to do David next. What's the time?
I feel like David could come up with some wacky questions. David, I'm talking to you specifically. You need to send us several questions.
Don't threaten him.
I'm not threatening. I'm just saying.
He's sensitive. Okay. Don't hurt his feelings.
David's a grown man. He can take it. What were you asking?
I was asking the time. How long have we been recording?
An hour and 12 minutes. Also, you asked that like a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
and
I know
said
that.
An hour and
it's
8
because
minutes.
it's changed. Why?
Okay.
Like, I don't need to have a mental clock, Aaron.
All right.
Just give me the damn time. Anyway, we're gonna go with one of David's shorter ones so that we can do 3 and stress out the audience.
Okay.
Favorite dinosaur?
I don't have a dinosaur, but I do have a prehistoric creature.
Okay.
I don't know the name of it though. It's one of the Precambrian animals. God.
Google to the rescue.
Okay. What was it? Charnia. Okay. Charnia. I'm going to show you photographs of them.
I Googled list of dinosaurs and we got like the typical dinosaurs. We got Tyrannosaurus Rex, Spinosaurus, Velociraptor, Bronchiosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus, and then like 12 down, you just see chicken.
Well, technically, yes, they are. They are descendants. But these funky looking fellas, these are animals. These aren't plants. These aren't fungi. They're not, protozoas.
This is an artist rendition.
Yes, but, we have fossils.
They look like leaves.
Exactly, and that's why I like them so much. Because technically they are animals and they're like alive and maybe, okay, sentient is pushing it a bit, but, they're animals, but they look like that. And they were existing like so long ago in like our little protoplanet. And I think that's so cool. Oh, I have multiples. Okay. This is a great one. So that's my favorite Precambrian animal. My favorite post-Cambrian animal is
She said there's not enough time. Here, let me go on a 20-minute. Let me list all of my favorite dinosaurs.
These funky looking fellas. Hallucigenia. they're so weird looking, and we don't know a whole lot about them. Like in the
How big are
fossils that
they?
we have, well, they're only like a few centimeters, so they're really tiny, and we don't know which way is like the front of it and which one is like the back of it. So, but they have like these little weird spines on them and all the little legs, and they're really tiny. And there's another post-Cambrian animal that looks like a shrimp that I can't remember what it looks like, and I like that one too. But I will limit myself. Anomalocaris, that one. Look,
The vice president?
no,
She's not
fella.
that old, is she?
No, but look at this guy. This happened after
It's a
the
Pokemon.
Cambrian. I mean, maybe, but this happened after the Cambrian explosion. So the animals, they look a bit wild and wacky, and I love them. And this one is actually a little big. You can kind of see in this one it next to like a human.
Can you either say them clearly into the mic or edit? I guess you have three options: say them clearly into the mic, spell them, or edit some quick photos. Wait, we don't.
Not
we
on the
have.
podcast.
You can do a video for the
I mean, I
video
could,
format.
but I don't want to.
Well, the audience will suffer.
Well, okay, I can just say them. So the
Yeah.
first one was Charnia. It looked like a little palm frond. The second was Hallucigenia. That one looks like a hallucination because that's why it's called that. That's the etymology. And the third one was Anomalocaris, which looks somewhat like a shrimp.
The vice president.
Apparently, the vice president, Anomalocaris. Yeah.
And then the president, Joe Biden's husband. What is it? Well, audience, good luck spelling those because Aaron hates you.
You can look them up. It's not that hard. All right. Charnia, Charnia, Charnia. I already spelled that one. Hallucigenia. You just combine hallucinate with genia. And then Anomalocaris, anomaly plus like caris, Caris, not Y. So autocorrect will do the rest for you. Google knows what you're talking about. One of them is a pre-Cambrian animal. The two later ones are after the Cambrian explosion. You will be able to find them.
All right, so my answer. Honestly, I think like when I read this question, like I think the first thing that pops in my head is, oh, dinosaurs are so cool. I want to answer this. I think like 4 different dinosaurs popped into my head. It's like there's the T-Rex, there's the one that looks like a giraffe, and then there's like a raptor, and then there's like
Wait, run that back. What was the
T-Rex, the one that looks like then there's the one that looks like a giraffe.
So let's see.
I don't know. It eats
Brontosaurus.
probably.
I mean, there are a lot of them with long necks, so you're gonna have to be specific.
I don't know, the most generic one.
So probably Brontosaurus.
Yeah. So really not that many popped into my mind. So I don't know. I don't think I know that much about dinosaurs. So I'll just say pterodactyl because it flies. It's cool, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah. I think I liked him as a kid, and I tried to Google more, but I'm not very knowledgeable on dinosaurs, and so.
Well, let me tell you.
No, we're moving
What?
on.
It was gonna be brief.
Okay.
Paleontology videos on YouTube. There are a few channels. The first one is Trey the Explainer that I like a lot. The other one, I cannot remember the name of it, but it's like a British guy, which, yeah. But there are a lot of paleontology tubers that are very informational and also very entertaining for me anyways, because I already kind of like that kind of stuff, so.
Am I still good here from this distance?
Not really.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I talk louder?
It would be better if you were closer.
I hold the mic.
And then you're just going to get mic wiggling sounds.
Yeah, that's true. Problem is my back hurts, and I'm trying to.
Well, scoot forward.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't like being close to the table.
That's too bad.
It's a phobia of mine. Don't make fun of me for it.
Being whatever.
Trapped. I can't breathe. Aaron. Okay.
Question number 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been recording?
Oh my god. Now we're 19 minutes.
Problem is my back hurts. Like really, like
See, I told you,
genuinely
you gotta
bad.
get that corset. Not only can you have a snatched waist, but your posture will be better.
Yeah.
But you have to get like an actual corset, not like whatever.
I think I want to stress the audience out, but I also need to call it a dang go lie down. Like my back
My
legitimately
God.
hurts.
Okay.
I might have strained it today at work or something, you know?
All right. Well,
Heavy lifting.
maybe. See, that's why you gotta get a back brace for work. They have them.
You have one?
No, because I don't do heavy. Well, I do lift heavy things sometimes, but not nearly enough to where a back brace is necessitated. And also, I'm just strong. So, yeah. Anyways, this has been the 24th episode of the Not Just Arin podcast. You can find us on all major podcast platforms, that is Spotify, Apple, Google, YouTube. Did I say that already? Anyways, and Anchor. What else? Social media at Not Just Arin Pod, Twitter and Instagram. You can find us there. Let's see, what else? To discuss all things Not Just Arin, you can use the hashtag NJAPod. I am sort of watching, sort of waiting.
Clearly not.
Oh, if you want to submit a question via whatever appropriate channels, you can also use that hashtag, and maybe I will find it, maybe not. That's entirely up to you. And
Wait.
who are we sponsored by?
Wait. I thought
What?
you were checking every week. I thought you were, because you were salty about it every week. You're like, I'm checking. No one's used it.
Well, perhaps I have faltered in my checking.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
Because our audience is
what?
upset.
No, they're not.
Yes,
Who
they
we
are.
Sponsored by?
Our audience is upset.
All right. Thank you to
No,
our
wait,
audience.
no. Look, I got a
What,
text.
do you have receipts now?
I got a text.
Okay,
Arin.
let me see it.
Stop brushing me aside, okay?
I'm not brushing you aside. I'm
Yes, you
telling you
are.
to show me the text.
No, I don't have to show you anything yet.
Well, then
So-
what's the point of bringing it up? What are we even talking about?
Because our
here?
audience is mad.
Why are they mad? Tell
Because
me
they
why they're mad.
tweeted and they used the hashtag and you didn't see it. You aren't checking like you said you were.
What? Who did this? When are they? What?
Check it. Check the tweet,
I'm
the
about to
Twitter.
check right
check the
now.
hashtag.
I'm checking right now. Hashtag NJ.
Calling you out, Arin.
Let's see.
This is the not Arin podcast now. It's just Joseph.
I'm looking and I'm only seeing my own tweets and advertisements.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, this is going all the way back to the 9th of February. You said this was on Twitter or Instagram?
Where else can you hashtag?
Instagram, Facebook, also YouTube.
Check
a
those
lot
two
of-
then. I don't know. I thought
So it
hashtag
didn't
was
say.
I thought hashtag was specifically a Twitter thing.
It used to be until all the other companies caught up with it. So, you know.
Okay, check Instagram.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
You said you were checking. Don't lie to our audience. Don't tell them to use it if you're not going to check.
Whatever. All right. I gotta start.
Whatever. Our audience is whatever to you.
Just, anyways.
Mhm.
Hashtag NJA pod. Let's see here. The hashtag. Oh, is this Patricia?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, when is this from? June 29th? When was
And
that?
you missed it.
That was last month.
That was a whole month ago, Arin. I don't know if she's going to listen anymore.
Okay, well, she did just subscribe, so if she unsubscribes, I will see it. But I'm going to read the post because this is legitimately nice. Let's see. This weekend last, I went to the rodeo, also bought tickets to another one, lol, met my favorite new puppy friend, discovered my new favorite drink, Sprite with tea bags. Interesting. And just enjoy so many other little things that I am blessed to come by, like new friends, sunny evenings, mini donuts, and podcasts made by my dear friends, hashtag NJAPod, that's us. I love this little life of mine, and she has some pictures with her and this little dog fella, Sprite with tea bags in them, donuts, and a picture of a lady. This must have... Actually, I don't know where this is. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Well, shout out to Patricia for boosting our hashtag because she is the only one.
I mean, she called us dear friends, but clearly not because you're not checking, you know?
Well, you know.
A month later, Arin. You want our audience to listen to the podcast a month later?
Well, I mean, by her own admission, Patricia was not caught up, so.
She's now. And
She
you
is
would have
now?
known that a month ago.
Well, no, because you said, like, a couple weeks ago that she still wasn't, like, caught up. Like, she was still on episode 15 or something.
The timeline doesn't matter, Arin.
Okay, anyways, who are we sponsored by?
Patricia.
Thank you to Patricia for financially supporting the Not Just Arin podcast. We could not do it without financial contributions like yours. And now we're done.
My back.